And this is how it's going to work. It's going to be James Deane to take on Naoki Nakamura for a spot in the final, and Duane McKeever to take on Piotr Wiecek for a spot in the final. Go head to head. Who will win the qualifying showdown? Who will bag all of those points after qualifying?
Like you got this nailed now.
I've got it nailed. Yeah, I've got it nailed. 1100 horsepower, naturally aspirated V8 with a little touch of nitrous. It goes against 1000 horsepower Toyota GR86 2JZ. Nakamura, he's got the style, he's got the flair, but sometimes brings too much aggression. James Deane will be sitting on the line, the higher qualifier, lead them both out, as Nakamura will say, this is a chance for me to kind of see how these guys face off in top 32. No more secrets to hide, no more sandbagging in practice. This is it, head-to-head, straight-up competition. Fresh tyres on the car, fresh fuel. Maybe not some fresh drivers, they'll be tired after that action, but here we go, through the gears they go, fire in, James Deane flexes the back end on the tyre wall, gets himself set up into the outside zone. Nakamura now finds himself on to the door of that Ford Mustang as they come through that inside zone. Deane looks for the out and now starts to open the throttle. Can he drive away? Certainly can. Nakamura, a little wobble, tries to find Deane, Deane goes wide, holds it onto the circuit just about. They both slow down for that final outside zone across the line.
That's what I was talking about earlier. I mean, James Deane is incredible, but he is not perfect. There are still mistakes that can happen. A little bit of timing, a little bit of change going on, but we'll rip things back here and see what all happened with James Deane, with Naoki Nakamura chasing him behind, who looked like he was starting to get gapped a little bit, but that might have been James Deane just gripping up that bit too much, and that's what ended up pushing him off track. Is Nakamura showing a bit of pressure there on James Deane right off the bat as they come through our inside clip, and a great transition from both drivers. Nakamura does an amazing job of timing that out, taking a little bit out of the line. Nakamura might have straightened there.
He did, yeah. They didn't see that before.
Yeah.
Lost in a smoke trail, and only from the drone shot we actually got to see that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. There's so many different camera angles. I know our judges are going to be taking a pretty hard look at this to understand what all happened there, but yeah, James Deane going a little bit deep and throwing it into the dirt. Very rare, but it does happen. It just looks like he was carrying a bit too much momentum. Just going a little too spicy there as we swap him around.
Well, do mistakes weigh themselves out?
You've two fairly big mistakes.
Yeah. Well,
so,
here we go.
Like down to this.
Still one half of the battle to go. It's going to be Nakamura to lead out James Deane for a spot in the final of the showdown, the qualifying showdown here at round 3, driftmasters Finland, as they fire in to the outside zone. A little scrappy from Nakamura, and it has to wait for James Deane to make that dive onto the door as Nakamura now makes his way through outside zone 4. Deane times that transition perfectly, dials on the angle, almost couldn't slow the car down. Deane puts himself back into position and Nakamura takes it to the wall.
Interesting. Another bit of a mistake there from James Deane. Nothing crazy, but in a track like this where no mistake can be hidden, that might be it.
Yeah.
That was wild. I mean, everything up until that point looked really good. Nakamura, he's got a good setup in this car. He's got driving with a lot of aggression, a lot of style. And James Deane, typical chasing fashion, really trying to push the pace, trying to get that lead car to make a bit of a mistake as they come through that transition, that no-go zone, which chase driver, you know, that zone is meant to give the chase driver a little bit of room to come through. And then James Deane on that dive really has to check up and over-rotates a little bit back on throttle, but you can see that focus and maybe a bit of frustration leaking through the Irishman as he overcommits into that zone.
Did they see Nakamura on that correct line, and James Deane and Naoki Nakamura jump out of the car, and not many words exchanged.
No.
Nakamura not speaking too much English. Definitely not a lot of Irish.
No, that's a whole other form of the language, that's for sure.
So there we go. Yeah, Nakamura just says he's way taller than me. That's all I've got.
Yeah. I mean, he is a very, very tall man. Two legends,
He's like a proud dad, James Deane.
Yeah, two legends of the sport, though. Super cool to see.
Well, here we go. Side of left for Deane, right for Nakamura. Who's going to take it through? It's going to be Naoki Nakamura takes the win.
Wow.
Advances on to our qualifying showdown final. We see Duane McKeever on the line. Now, I am being told that Piotr Wiecek has decided to not take part in our qualifying showdown this afternoon. He has withdrawn himself out of the showdown, so it will be a bye run for Duane McKeever.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah. Let's let Duane get through it. Piotr kind of just come back saying, okay, well, you have your fun, and I'm going to go back, get this car ready for tomorrow, and get everything set up and really focus on top 32.
And of course, these are only 4 points for qualifying. There is no, this doesn't affect anyone's qualifying order. We're going to let Duane fulfill his He's by run. All he had to do. Yeah, all he had to do was initiate to prove the car worked, and that was it. The understeer caught me for a moment. I thought, please don't.
Yeah, I'm hoping that wasn't anything major.
The rain started to come down here in Finland once again, so that could mix things up for a moment.
Okay, so yeah, we're getting word that he was just initiating. That's it.
Just an initiation.
I mean, it saves us a bit of time on swapping tires.
It certainly does save us a moment of time, but Nakamura will be requested to come back to the start line. If I do have a moment, I'm going to try and jump over to David Kalas, if David can hear me, just to get a word on the decision between James Deane and Naoki Nakamura.
Yeah, this time we are having a new rule, which is saying that 2 wheels off is not 0. You need to put 3 wheels off. However, it is still a huge deduction, which was taking win from James.
Okay, thank you very much.
Chase, as we see Duane deciding to take the chase lane off the bat. So an interesting strategy here.
Yes.
Fresh tires off of the first chase.
Yes, exactly that. So if you're only just joining us, you never managed to join us at round 2 in Madrid in Spain. A new format that's brought to Driftmasters for 2025 is that the higher qualifier can choose whether they lead or chase first.
I was just looking, Duane was like checking to see to make sure his helmet turns all the way.
Yeah.
That to me is like, okay, I want to make sure that I can look right over my shoulder, because I'm going to be on this man's door the whole run.
Well, there we go. So they pull to the line. Looks like they've got the thumbs up all around. Yet the anti-lag fires from both cars as they leave the line. It will be McKeever to chase down Nakamura for the qualifying showdown final here at round 3 in Finland. There's been a little bit of separation. Opens up now. McKeever starts to shut the door. McKeever caught out a little bit there by the pace of Nakamura as Nakamura goes deep into outside zone 4. Through the smoke comes Duane McKeever, though, keeps a hold of it as Nakamura fires on big angle and big pace as he puts it to the wall across the line.
Interesting. I think what this comes down to is that both these cars are probably set up for qualifying. They're not really set up for tandem. And Duane McKeever, once again, never driven this car before and has to figure out, okay, how do I end up chasing with this? How do I get as close? We can see the rain starting to really come down now on the lens of that camera, but yeah, Duane McKeever playing it a little bit safe or just not able to get the speed out of it to keep up with Nakamura, who really has got a lot of pace in this car. So I think now that they swap things out, the question's going to be, did Nakamura really burn off a lot of tread? Does he have the tire left on the car to be able to keep up with Duane, who's going to have maybe a fresher set? So is this a little bit of strategy here for McKeever, who's thinking, okay, well, I'll play it a little bit safe, I'll save some tire, but then when I get out in the lead, I'm going to have everything. I can just throw this down and try and walk away from Nakamura. I don't know. Really don't know, but we'll see how it plays out.
This could be a game of strategy as well. We could see this play into effect tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. I really do think so. Listen, it's a heads-up game, but there is still a strategy involved in every single run.
And there we go, back on the line. McKeever to lead, Nakamura to give chase. Through the gears they go, down that start straight, flick to angle, and McKeever puts on big angle as he fires that car into that second outside zone. And look at this from Nakamura, he's not going to give up without a fight, that's for sure, as he now starts to dial on the angle. Aggressive bites at the side of that S15, and McKeever leads him into outside zone 4, flexes the spoiler on the back of that S15. Big speed from both guys, they keep a hold of it though as they fire through that second to last outside zone, on the wall, across the line.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I really feel like McKeever laid down a better lead run there, which kind of led to Nakamura really being able to chase well. So this is where we start to really contrast and compare and kind of add up exactly what happens in both sets of runs, because Duane laid down an absolute heater there in the lead, but Nakamura was, other than maybe 2 zones in the center section, absolutely dooring him all the way through. As McKeever's maybe biggest fan, getting a little nervous. Yeah.
Yep.
Getting nervous.
She's definitely his biggest fan.
Yeah. Oh, man, I really hope this is what we're going to see tomorrow, because this is
what I like about the qualifying showdown.
It's a taste.
It's a taste of what we're going to get to see tomorrow. It gives everyone an idea of how hard these guys are going to drive, how fast they're going to push. Where will they take the risks?
Yeah. And where can you take the risk? Like, what zone can you dive in on? What one do you have to be a little more patient? Where do you decide to make up that proximity?
Yeah, exactly that. Well, we're going to see that as it evolves all the way through to tomorrow. Nakamura points to McKeever and says, maybe he thinks that he got the win. Here we go, slide him left for McKeever, right for Nakamura. Who's going to win the qualifying showdown? Oh, it's a split decision, but it's Naoki. Nakamura wins the qualifying showdown as Nakamura takes the top step on the qualifying showdown and bags the most amount of points available. And he's super happy. And even McKeever says, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Nakamura did everything he needed to do on both runs, laid down a really good lead run. Maybe not quite as good as Duane's, but made up for it in the chase.
Yeah, he certainly did.
And at least 2 of the 3 judges agree with me on that.
2 of the 3 judges.
Yeah, absolutely epic run. I really do hope that this is just a small preview of the epicness that we're going to be able to experience tomorrow, because we're in for a treat. I'm going to need a really good night's sleep.